You know, some stories from history are just so modern, it's almost unreal. This is one of those stories. It's about a 30-year-old genius who's absolutely bursting with talent, but he's desperate for his big break. And it's about the incredible, totally audacious job application he sent to get it.
Okay, so picture this. The year is 1482. We are in Milan, which is basically the Silicon Valley of the Italian Renaissance. It's a city just buzzing with money, ambition, and the constant simmering threat of war. And at the heart of it all is the guy in charge, Ludovico Sforza, a man who needs military power just as much as he craves art and glory.
So, into this mix steps our guy, a young Leonardo da Vinci. Now, he's already a master artist, but back in Florence, man, it's a crowded field. The competition is just fierce. So he looks north to Milan and decides he's going to make a pitch that's going to change his life and, honestly, the course of history.
Now, Leonardo didn't just, send a quick note asking for work. No way. He put together what is basically the world's first resume. And it might just be the most brilliant one ever written. It was this incredible letter that laid out 10 specific ways he could be of service. It was a total masterclass in knowing your audience.
So in this explainer, we are going to break down Leonardo's legendary pitch. We're going to see how he sold himself, first as an engineer of war, then as a virtuoso entertainer, and finally as the only man who could build an impossible dream in bronze. It's the story of how he landed the job of a lifetime. Oh, and before we dive in, please remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell, share and like our videos. The information in the video is compiled from open sources. Thank you. All right, this is where Leonardo's real genius kicks in. He knew Ludovico Sforza was, well, obsessed with military tech. So what did Leonardo lead with? Not his amazing paintings, not his sculptures. He opened with 10 paragraphs, 10, detailing his jaw-dropping skills as a military engineer. He knew he had to lead with his client's needs, not his own passions.
And the things he was promising, this was basically science fiction for the 1400s. He's talking about super light, strong, portable bridges for chasing down your enemies, or, running away from them. He described mortars that could launch a shower of stones, almost resembling a storm. He pitched the great-great-grandfather of the modern tank, armored vehicles, safe and unassailable, that could just smash through enemy lines. He even offered to dig secret tunnels without making a sound and build warships that cannonballs would just bounce off of. This wasn't just a list. It was him screaming, "I am absolutely indispensable."
But Leonardo was playing chess, not checkers. He knew that a powerful ruler needs more than just bigger and better weapons. So after all that industrial iron of warfare, he just completely pivots. He starts showing off this other side, the deep emerald of courtly life, of culture, of entertainment.
And get this, he didn't just write about his other talents. The story goes that he shows up to the Milanese court not with some weapon prototype, but with a musical instrument he built himself. A stunning silver lira da braccio, basically a type of violin, that he'd made in the shape of a horse's skull because he figured it would have a richer, more resonant sound.
You see what he's doing here? It is brilliant personal branding, 15th century style. He wasn't just some gearhead engineer. He was a performer, an artist who could improvise music and poetry on the spot and just dazzle the whole court. He was showing Ludovico, hey, I can protect your city and I can make you look incredibly cool and cultured while I'm at it. But then, tucked away at the very end of his letter, almost like a little PS, Leonardo makes his most audacious pitch of all. This wasn't just about getting a contract. This was his real passion project. Something so big, so impossible, it would end up obsessing him for years. He promised to create the largest bronze horse statue the world had ever seen. It was going to be a monument to Ludovico's father, Francesco, and it was going to be massive, over 23 feet tall, a symbol of the Sforza family's power that would last for all time. Now, to pull this off, Leonardo calculated he would need an absolutely insane amount of bronze, 100 tons. Just try to imagine that, 100 tons. That number, well, that number is going to become very, very important to our story. And what happens next is this epic tragedy that spans 500 years. So Leonardo gets the job, and by 1493, he's built this enormous, beautiful clay model of the horse. Everyone in Milan is blown away. But just when he's about to cast it in bronze, war with France breaks out. And that 100 tons of bronze, yep, it gets melted down to make cannons.
Then in 1499, the French army invades, and their archers, for fun, use the giant clay horse for target practice, shattering it into a million pieces. The dream was dead. Until 1977, when an American airline pilot named Charles Dent made it his life's mission to finally build it. And in 1999, 5 centuries later, Leonardo's horse was finally cast and stands in Milan today.
So, the big question. After all the promises, the war machines, the music, the impossible statue, did this incredible job application actually work? The answer is, oh yeah, a resounding yes. That one letter got Leonardo a gig at the court of Milan for almost 20 years, and it turned out to be one of the most productive times in his entire life. He became the Duke's go-to guy for everything. He painted masterpieces like The Last Supper, he filled notebooks with these revolutionary scientific and anatomical drawings, and he designed the court's biggest and wildest parties. That resume didn't just get him a job, it basically launched the legend of Leonardo da Vinci.
Which leaves us with this one last, fascinating thought. Leonardo marketed himself as a master of war, a builder of things that destroy. But we remember him as the ultimate creator, an artist without equal. So what does that tell you? What does it say about the difference between the person we have to be to get the job and the person history remembers us for being?